And overall, sounds like Awakened Athalia is going to be pretty strong here. Definitely going to want to build her if you decide to build her. Definitely going to want to max her out, it looks like. We have the Awakened Athalia on the test server. So Awakened Athalia is a celestial hero with the agility-based hero as well, with the class being a warrior, and the primary role is burst damage. So let's start by looking at the first skill here, Divine Descent. Athalia descends from the heavens and creates a judgment sphere that lasts for 5 seconds, targeting the enemy hero with the highest attack rating, dealing damage for 350% of her attack rating to the target, while knocking back all other enemies within range to the edge of the battlefield. Then she uses all her sacred blades to attack the target, with each blade dealing damage for 200% of her attack rating to the target. When a judgment sphere is active, the target cannot move, and Athalia prioritizes attacking them, while the judgment sphere continues to knock back enemies other than the target. A battlefield can only have one judgment sphere, which disappears when its target dies. In level 2, the cooldown time of the skill Ripping Slash is reset immediately after her ultimate is used. And level 3, when a judgment sphere is created, most of the target's buffs will be dispelled. While a judgment sphere exists, the skill Ripping Slash will only attack the target with multiple slashes. So creating a judgment sphere for 5 seconds and attacking the enemy hero with the highest attack rating seems like quite a bit of attacking as well, quite a bit of damage. Also moving all the other enemies to the edge of the battlefield that she's not prioritizing. So overall, it sounds like this skill is going to do quite a bit of damage. Let's move on to the second skill. We have Ripping Slash. Athalia traverses the battlefield at high speed, slashing 3 enemy heroes with the highest attack rating for 3 times, dealing damage for 220% of her attack rating to the target and enemies in her path. When the skill ends, Athalia teleports to the enemy hero with the highest attack rating. During the skill, Athalia is invincible and untargetable. At level 2, when an enemy suffers multiple slashes, each round of damage they receive from the skill this time is increased by 30%. Level 3, a slash from the skill deals additional damage equal to 10% of the health already lost by the target, up to 400% of Athalia's attack rating. Level 4, the number of slashes this skill can inflict is increased by 1 time. And level 5, after Athalia kills an enemy hero, the cooldown time of this skill is reduced by 50%, and it immediately gains 2 sacred blades. So slashing 3 enemy heroes with the highest attack rating for 3 times, so going to be doing quite a bit of damage here, quite a bit. And then plus with all these other skills here, looks like she's going to do even more damage with this skill. Overall, this skill sounds like this skill is going to do quite a bit of damage as well. Moving on to the third skill, Dancing Blades. This has a passive ability to it. All damage and health loss suffered by Athalia from behind is reduced by 45%. And the active part of this skill, Athalia deals damage for 180% of her attack rating to enemies within a certain range 3 times, while the skill's passive effects mitigate damage and health loss from all directions for 5 seconds. During the skill, Athalia is immune to control effects. And level 2, this skill dispels most of Athalia's debuffs. After the skill ends, Athalia will deal additional magic damage equal to 125% of her attack rating for the subsequent 5 times she deals damage. And level 3, the lower Athalia's health percentage, the higher the damage reduction from the skill's passive effects, which can go up to 65%. So damage reduction, that sounds pretty good, with the level 3 up to 65% damage reduction, which is very nice. And again, once again, doing some damage here to enemies within certain range. I'm really liking that damage reduction. That sounds very powerful. And the final skill we have, Sword Crafter. This is a passive. For every 6 times Athalia has dealt damage, she receives 1 Sacred Blade. This effect can only trigger up to 4 times every 8 seconds, and Athalia can hold up to 6 Sacred Blades. Damage dealt by Athalia is increased based on her and her target's current health percentage. The greater the difference between her and the target's current health percentage, the more the damage increases by up to 40%. And level 2, when an allied hero uses their ultimate skill, Athalia receives 1 Sacred Blade. This effect can only be triggered once every 5 seconds by each allied hero. When an allied hero dies, Athalia receives 2 Sacred Blades. And level 3, when Athalia gains a Sacred Blade, she deals damage for 180% of her attack rating to the enemy with the highest energy, ignoring the target's defense and reducing their current energy by 20% or at least 100 energy points. So it sounds like she's going to gain a lot of Sacred Blades from this skill. She gains Sacred Blades for every 6 times Athalia deals damage here. Also, when an allied hero uses their ultimate, she receives 1 Sacred Blade every 5 seconds from each allied hero. And also when an allied hero dies, she receives 2 Sacred Blades. So it sounds like a lot of Sacred Blades here. And we also have the Awakening skill, because this is an awakened hero. Piercing Aura. Every 5 Sacred Blades Athalia receives permanently increases damage dealt by the physical pierce of her allied heroes by 10% and 6 points respectively. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times. When an allied hero receives a control effect, the attacker takes damage equal to 200% of Athalia's attack rating and is unable to recover energy in the next 4 seconds. This effect can only be triggered once every 10 seconds by each allied hero. So increasing damage and physical pierce for every 5 Sacred Blades Athalia receives, permanently increasing that for the allied heroes. And it's stacked up to 3 times. Also, the enemy is not able to recover energy for 4 seconds. So overall, Awakened Athalia sounds pretty good. And I took a look at the signature item and furniture and engraving, because this is an awakened hero. All those skills were in those 4 skills there, all of those. So let's move on to the Arena of Trials. Okay, I'm going to start by looking at the wooden dummy here and just see how the skills look. So I will I'll always turn on the auto here. And already took down the first 2 enemies that have spawned in. And there's her ultimate. Animation looked pretty good, the awakening animation. And then yeah, she comes down from the heavens and deals a lot of damage to the enemy hero with the highest attack rating. And I believe she's supposed to knock back the enemy heroes. Yeah, overall she seems very powerful though. She's doing her ultimate quite a bit here. Okay, I'm going to look at the Arena Guardian, and let's go ahead and see which heroes they give us here. Okay, for this one, I'm going to try a Celestial Lightbearer comp here. I put Tarnos and Vathiel in the front line, put the Awakened Athalia here with Rosaline in the middle, and then I'm going to have Cecilia go against the Pharrell here. Okay, a victory there. Very easy, went down very fast. It was sort of a light versus dark battle, but look at that damage from the Awakened Athalia. Over 6 million damage there. No one even came close to that. So a lot of damage. Yeah, this was a light versus dark, because they had Hypogeans and Graveborn, while I had the Celestials and Lightbearers. So like good versus evil, I guess. Light versus dark battle, and the light side prevailed. So went down very fast, like I said. And overall, sounds like Awakened Athalia is going to be pretty strong here. Definitely going to want to build her if you decide to build her. Definitely going to want to max her out, it looks like. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also comment what do you think about Awakened Belinda, and there will be a video on screen for you to watch next. And thanks for watching.